iHeart Podcasts. Hear more Gold 101.7 podcasts.
Playlists and listen live on the free iHeart app.
Hey, everybody, it's time for Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room floor.
On the cutting room floor today.
Do you ever look back at your wedding photos and wonder who the hell the people are that are in them? Not you and your wife.
Who's she? Who's she? I know my wife gets our wedding video and plays it in reverse so she can see herself walking out of the church. I know that happens. But yeah, I remember at my wedding, one of Helen's nurse
What was
friends.
our wedding? You don't say
My wedding, it was all about me. One of Helen's nurse friends brought this guy that looked like a roadie for Black Sabbath. And he came up at the end of the night, he goes, blind as a bat, comes up and says, "Thanks for having us, Darren," and walked out. Yeah, no worries, mate.
It is funny, though, because your wedding is a snapshot of a moment in time, and you think these people will be our friends forever, and it usually doesn't happen that way,
No.
and nor should it. You don't want to be locked in an air bubble for your whole life. They're people you work with at that time, or the partners of people you work with, all that kind of stuff. You may have seen this story that a woman has spent 4 years trying to find the identity of an uninvited wedding guest. She's looking through the wedding photos, and she's saying, "Oh, who's he?" And her husband says, "I don't know. I thought he was a friend of yours." And he's a really tall guy just standing there on his own. And she's spent 4 years using various forms of social media to try and find him. Well, finally, she's tracked him down because she said, "It was always in the back of my mind. Why was he there? Is he some mad stalker?" So what has happened is finally this was shared on a site that this guy saw, and he came forward. His name is Andrew Millhouse, and he put a post on Facebook saying he'd been cutting it fine, as he said, as I'm known to do. He pulled up at the wedding venue with 5 minutes to spare. Spotting the piper and other guests, he followed them into the hotel where the wedding was taking place. I remember thinking to myself, this is obviously the right place, but he was unaware the address he was supposed to go to was 2 miles away in an adjoining town.
Oh.
See, the thing is, he was with his partner was part of the wedding party.
Oh, okay, so he wouldn't have seen
He's
her.
only met the bride once.
Yeah,
He's there
right.
as the partner. So he was initially unperturbed to find himself surrounded by strangers as the ceremony began. As the marriage was due to attend, the only person he knew was the bride. So when she came walking down the aisle, he thought, "Oh, my God.
That's not her.
I'm at the wrong wedding." But as this is a quote from him, you can't exactly stand up and walk out of a wedding mid-ceremony. So I just had to commit to the act and spend the next 20 minutes awkwardly sitting there trying to be inconspicuous as my 6'2" ass could be, as he says.
And he ended up in the photos. How did he end up in the photos?
Well, at the end of the ceremony, he tried to make a discreet exit, only to be waylaid by a wedding photographer who insisted all the other guests are in a group shot. He can be spotted looming uncomfortably at the very back of the crowd. He went on to say he rushed outside, made some phone calls and made his way to the correct wedding where he was almost as popular as the actual bride and groom and spent most of the night retelling the story to everyone. "I've just been at another wedding down the road." He did not expect this to become such a big deal. But the bride of the first wedding, has said, "I'm pleased about this. He's not some crazy stalker."
Yeah.
That he's just a guy who he wasn't trying to be a wedding crasher.
No, he was just being polite.
He was trying to be polite and got caught up in the day.
This happened to me at a funeral one time. I was running late to a funeral for a friend that had passed away, and I got to one of those places, those funeral places where there's a bunch of different chapels around the joint.
Yeah.
And I was on my Harley Davidson, and it was the one with the straight through exhaust pipe, and it was like bat, 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 bat. So I've pulled up at the event, running late, mindful of the fact that, I didn't want to make too much noise. So I've switched it off, and because the bat stopped, and then the guy's walking past, and I said, "Excuse me, mate, do you know where this particular funeral is?" He goes, "Oh, to be in the Greenside Chapel over there." And we got the Greenside Chapel. He goes, "Yep, no worries, mate." And he's talking as loud as he can be, and I'm trying to be hush, hush.
After having ridden in on that noisy bike.
So anyway, where the Greenside Chapel was like about 100 metres. So started my bike up again, and it has a giant bang, backfire, takes off, go over to the group, bat. Get there, walk in. It's not the funeral. Wrong funeral.
How did you know?
Because I walked in on that. There was no one there I knew. And also this funeral was for a young person.
Oh,
my friend was older.
Oh, God.
And then I went,
no.
It's back at the other church. So
I would have left my bike there and walked.
Yes. Yes.
But you didn't, did you?
No, got back,
My
get back there.
God.
And then old mate, the gravedigger or whoever he was, oh, what, you got the wrong one, mate. It's probably in here.
No, you know what probably should have happened? He said, I was just talking to a gravedigger. He said, we haven't had a gravedigger here for 50 years.
So then I walk into the church and everyone...
I'm here. Fonzie's here.
Lucky my mate was a motorcycle enthusiast. He would have appreciated
Of
it.
course he would.
Okay, kids, that's it for today. That was Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room floor. Come back tomorrow for some more.